So, welcome back. And today, as promised, we're going to talk a little bit about insulin resistance, metabolic inflexibility, and the biology behind people storing fat and people being hungry all the time and craving all the time. Because I think if you know this, it gives you a little bit of a position of authority when you're having a conversation with someone, because it makes you a bit of an expert. I want you to remember something that I was taught by one of my mentors many years ago. An expert in any given subject is somebody who knows more than the average room. Okay? So you don't need to become a scientist. You don't need to become a nutrition. You don't need to become a dietitian. You don't need to become, a biologist. All you need to know is more than an average room of people. And that is an average room. Okay? That is not a room full of biologists or scientists or dietitians or nutritionists. It's just walk into a cafe. If you know more than anyone in there, or more than most people in there, about the way that insulin resistance, metabolic flexibility, and our hormone health around fat loss and weight loss is concerned, then you're in a good position. Okay. So I'm going to show you some diagrams now. I'm not going to go too deep into it because I don't want anyone to be confused. But if you do have any questions on this, please do pop them in the group. And of course, I'll be more than happy to help. Okay. So insulin resistance. Insulin resistance basically means that your body has become immune to insulin. This happens because over time, you have eaten that much sugar. And I don't mean you're not suggesting that you're sitting eating chocolates, but a person has eaten that much sugar, as in processed food, carbs, potatoes, pasta, cake, crisps, bread, ready meals, pot noodles, processed, easy convenience foods are generally full of sugar. So what's happened is you've overloaded the body with sugar, which in turn means that your pancreas has overloaded the body with insulin. And over a period of time, you've built up an insulin resistance, which then means that your body has to keep creating more and more insulin because the insulin in your body has become less effective. So you eat something, for example, a roast potato. Very nice it is too. You eat a roast potato. What then happens is your blood sugar levels, so the blood levels inside of the glucose levels inside of your blood go up. Your body produces insulin to bring them down. If that insulin is not effective and the blood sugars are still going up, your body is still producing more and more insulin to try and push them down. That is insulin resistance. You become overloaded with insulin. Now, so many people have got insulin resistance and they don't even realize it, okay? That's the first thing I want to share with you. So many people. Here are some of the symptoms of insulin resistance. Migraines and body aches and pains. PCOS, we'll come back to that again in a minute. Upper abdominal obesity. Stroke, skin tags, irregular periods, diabetes, low energy, migraines, high cholesterol, osteoarthritis, unable to control blood sugar levels, cancer, high blood pressure, fatty liver, low testosterone in men, dementia, skin discoloration, heart disease, feeling hungry all the time, Alzheimer's, inability to lose weight, sarcopenia, and cravings for sugar and starches. Those are all symptoms of insulin resistance. Type 2 diabetes obviously is a big one. Although, did you know that 1 in 2 people have either got diabetes or pre-diabetes? Half the population has either got diabetes or pre-diabetes, and the type 2 diabetes and pre-diabetes is related to insulin resistance, okay? This is important for you to know when you're talking to your clients. Do you have any, I've seen the system that you're promoting. How does it work? First thing you can say to them is, okay, well, we tailor it to your needs, but it works by controlling our blood sugars, controlling our digestive hormones. And ask them, have you got any symptoms other than the bits of jiggly fat that you've got? Have you got any other symptoms? And you might find they say, well, I'm tired all the time. I'm aching all the time. I struggle to sleep. I've never got any energy. These are all perfect examples that they've got insulin resistance. And so although you can't diagnose them with having insulin resistance, you can say to them, well, all of those symptoms actually are signs of insulin resistance, which is what happens when your body's overloaded with insulin. The system is certainly something that can help with that, okay? Now, I mentioned PCOS, so this is another thing. Lots and lots of people, most people who have insulin resistance who are women also have PCOS. PCOS is polycystic ovary syndrome. And here are some of the symptoms of PCOS. Hair loss, pelvic pain, weight gain, high levels of testosterone, infertility, irregular periods, facial hair, and skin problems. So again, if when you've asked them, are you experiencing any other symptoms, like how's your health in general? If they say to you, well, I'm really tired, I get really achy joints, and I struggle to sleep, but also my skin's really bad. Like I've noticed that, I'm getting like, hair around here. Then you can say to them, okay, well, it sounds like perhaps you might have insulin resistance, and a symptom of that is PCOS. And, you've got some of the symptoms of PCOS as well. The great news is the system can address those issues. So I'm just going to touch back on this blood sugar roller coaster, because this is really important. I really want you to understand this, okay? So your ideal blood sugar is across the middle in green. That's where we want your blood sugars to be. So you get up in the morning and your blood sugars are in the middle of the green. Maybe a little bit low. They might be a bit low because you haven't eaten anything overnight. What happens then? Most people, when their blood sugars are a little bit low, will crave sugar. That's your body's doing that as a method of survival. Because if your blood sugars were dangerously low, you'd need sugar to survive. Most of the time, unless you are diabetic, most of the time, when our blood sugars are low, they're nowhere near dangerously low. But our body says, oh, need sugar. We then crave sugary food. I'll have some cereal. I'll have some toast. I'll have a packet of crisps. I'll have some chocolate. Or I just need a Red Bull to give me some energy. Ugh, Ravi, no, you don't. Because what happens when you have the sugar, your blood sugar spikes. Okay? So your blood sugar spikes when your blood sugar has spiked. Then you feel good for a minute. You feel like you've got energy for a minute. But once the insulin has hit your blood sugars then are going to start to drop. They then drop past the healthy point and they crash. When they crash, you then tell yourself that, I do apologize for the background noise, you then tell yourself that you need more food. You then have some more sugar. What happens again? Blood sugar's up, spike again, body produces insulin, down they come, too low, crash again. Then you feel like you need another sugar, another snack. So this roller coaster of blood sugars contributes to sugar cravings, energy crashes, bad moods, mood swings. When people say, I'm hungry, this is all related to the hormones that are getting created when your bloods are shooting up and down. And this is what we want to address. Now, your body has got the ability to burn both fat for fuel and food for fuel. And the problem is, for most people, they're stuck in food for fuel zone because that's what they have been using for a long time. They've been using their food for fuel for a long time. They haven't let themselves use the fat for fuel because as soon as they feel a tiny bit hungry, they're like, oh, stick some more food in. And so the cycle continues. So your hormones are hijacked. Your metabolism has been stuck in the wrong place. This system will fix that, okay? And it'll fix that in a number of ways. So number one, it'll fix it by addressing the energy issues because the boost will do that. And if people have got more energy, they're more inclined to be consistent, they're more inclined to turn up, they're more inclined to take things, they're more inclined to be more physical, they're more inclined to mentally be more consistent. So that's a winner. Secondly, you've got your banish. Now, your banish includes that very valuable plant-based fiber, okay? The very valuable plant-based fiber that is going to help you to maintain those blood sugar levels because it's going to slow down the absorption of carbohydrates into your small intestine, which means that your blood sugars won't shoot up through the sky. They will just increase very, very slowly, and then they'll drop very, very slowly. There's no crazy erraticness. Okay, I don't even know if erraticness is a word, but I know what I mean. Next, then, you've got burn. Burn is crucial for enhancing that metabolic system. So that the burn helps to free up the little valve that switches you between food for fuel and fat for fuel. Once your body starts burning fat for fuel, that is when your glycogen levels, I haven't talked about glycogen, but it's another hormone. When your glycogen levels are high and your insulin levels are low, your body will burn fat for fuel. Once your body has remembered how to do that, it will then naturally just start flitting between the two. You will feel less hungry. The cravings will be gone. You'll see consistent fat loss, body fat loss, consistent inch loss, and you will feel very, very much better, as will your clients. And so I want you to watch this video a few times. I want you to take some notes on this and the previous 3, the product videos, so that you really understand how this is going to help people. Because I always find if people understand how it's going to help them, they're more likely to stick to it. If you can make them shift a few pounds in a week, if you can make them have a burst of energy for a week, they'll stick to it on the short term. But if they understand what is actually going on a biological level inside of their body, they're way more likely to continue it in a long term, which is where you're going to get repeat customers, but they're going to get results. And that's what we're after. They're going to get results. We're going to have had a positive impact. They're going to want to tell all their friends about it. You're going to grow your business. It's a win-win. It's a win-win for everyone. So watch this video a few times, take some notes, see if you can get your heads around it. Any questions, pop them in the group chat. I'm more than happy to help. And I'll see you on the next video.